Alright, y'all, so I tried to watch episode 6 and then give y'all a review, but once I finished episode 6, I had to finish the entire season. Mainly because, and let me get this out the way now, because I don't want to tear it down at the end of the video. It felt really rushed. It felt like y'all thought y'all only had 2 seasons, but at the last minute found out y'all was getting a 3rd, so y'all left some things open-ended. Y'all wanted to tie it all up into a nice little bow, but then y'all had an opportunity to explore some more, so that's where that lady come in. So, yeah, let's get into it. This is episode 6 and 7. They were giving what they were giving. So let's give it what we got. So the episode opens up with the detective being at Pulang's house and he's hearing the story, and honestly he not really buying it. He like, this ain't even making no sense. And Pulang got pissed. She was like, I was doing your damn job, so don't come up here telling me that what I'm telling you is not making sense. Had you been involved from the jump, you would know what I was talking about. While that's going on, you got Fakikale down at her house telling her mama, you need to tell my daddy, because remember, the daddy don't know. So she like, you need to fill daddy in, tell him or I will. And then we see Sam and Janet. Of course, Janet has told Sam everything. Yes, I'm working with Muchacho. Yes, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And he like, you are working with traffickers. Wait, you are a trafficker. And she was like, you don't understand. When I had nobody, you will never know that feeling because I will never leave you. Nor will I forsake you. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. But I had nobody. And when I had nobody, they were my family, so I can't turn my back on them. Then there's this brief moment that I want to talk about between Tahira and Pulang. And Tahira was just like, Pulang, I hope you know that we broke up because of you, okay? Like, all of this is because Wade cannot get over you. So if you don't really like him, stop stringing him along. And I think when Tahira said it, because everybody else has been saying it for the past 2 seasons, but when Tahira said it, something clicked in Pulang's mind, and she was like, wait a minute. Maybe I'm seeing him through a different lens. And I'm excited to know where she takes this thought, if she entertains it at all. So now we're inside the classroom and there is no Mr. Ferrari. And they were like, oh yeah, he resigned. So, y'all ain't got no teacher for a while. And Reese's like, what the Mr. Ferrari is the same teacher that was in on the whole Ponzi scheme that was telling her, run your money through me. I'll be the new treasurer. Yeah, in that garage when Reese had gave him all that money, yeah, he just ran off. He ran the fuck off with that money. That's the last time we see Mr. Ferrari. So while Reese is trying to pull herself together, the principal comes inside and is like, Wade and Pulang, y'all need to come see me right goddamn now. So they go down to the office and of course they are being interrogated by the cops. The cops are everywhere. They're like roaches, honey. They are at Brennan snore chest. So the whole time Wade is being interrogated, the principal's eyes is booked. She's like, oh. And I'm like, why is she? And then it dawned on me, that's his mama. So, of course, she is just flabbergasted that her baby is out here doing all of this. So, after Wade gets interrogated, then Fakikale gets interrogated, and she lies. My mama legally adopted me, sir. I don't know what the fuck this bitch talking about. And Pulang is like, bitch, why the fuck is you lying? And Fakikale is like, bitch, didn't we have a deal? Didn't I tell you down to the park when we found out the results that I don't want to just spread this all over Parkhurst? And here you go, flapping your motherfucking jaws, bitch. So, yes, I lied. Throughout the last 2 episodes, you can kind of see Chrissy and Wendy through a different lens. Like after that whole fiasco down to the auction, he sees her a different way and he's actually starting to like her and appreciate her a lot more. So you, down to the little bowling, down to the party, then they kissed at the end of the episode. Like girl, they was giving what they was giving and I'm really loving that. I wanted to throw that in there because they don't really have significant scenes together outside of us just seeing them build an arc. But, yeah, I'm loving that. I approve, 100%. Girl, okay. Now, this is where the episode starts to get good. Janet had said, I need to talk to you, detective, because after the detective had came to the school, Janet had worked her way into the office and was like, oh, principal, who was in here? Oh, my God. Was the cop just in here? And then she had stole the card. After she stole the business card, she called the cop and was like, I got something to tell you in regards to this case you looking into. So she went down there and she said what she had to say, but nobody knows what she had to say because she didn't take the cameras with her. So we don't know what Janet had said. All we see is Nabisco sitting on the stairs and she's like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with my life. And the husband, Fakikale dad, he walked through the door, he's like, Nabisco, what's the problem? And you could just tell she is just grief-stricken with something. Next thing you know, the cops come. And when the cops get there, Fakikale mama sneaks up behind Fakikale and puts her hand over there. You be quiet, you be quiet. And Fakikale like, what the fuck? What is you doing? Child, the cops had came and was like, Fakikale dad, you under arrest for kidnapping. Mind you, this man don't know nothing about this, so he like, what are you talking about? Nabisco, get your ass down here and say something. Meanwhile, child, Nabisco was upstairs trying to keep Fakikale quiet. Fakikale like, bitch, get your ass off me. She ran downstairs, she was like, my dad is innocent. I guess all it took was for Fakikale to stand in the middle. And Nabisco said, oh no, baby, not my child. Nabisco got a gun and said, y'all get away from my baby. Okay, and get away from my husband because he didn't do nothing wrong. And then she ended up locking herself in a room. Now, I thought she was gonna blow her brains out because at one point she did put the gun up to her head. But after Fakikale had talked to her, then she had came out and got arrested or whatever. And then Fakikale called Muchacho and was like, get your ass out here right now. Like, my parents are getting arrested and you are a lawyer. So, of course, he ran over there. And then KB was like, bitch, Fakikale is my best friend, so I'm gonna go with you. So, eventually, both Nabisco and the husband get arrested. And Fakikale has to go to Muchacho's house with KB. So, Fakikale tells KB everything. And he was like, wait a minute. So, all this time, Poolang and Wade was not getting down with the nitty gritty. They was actually trying to solve this case and find out that she was her sister. And she was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, damn, like, I really did fucked up. So then he goes over to Poolang's house. So now we at Poolang's house. And Thandie Newton, her mama, is trying to make nice with her. Like, oh, girl, please. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please, girl. We don't think you're on drugs anymore. We love you, girl. Like, please. And Poolang was like, girl, please, okay? I know you cheated on dad. You trying to act like don't nobody know. But I know, okay? You cheated on my dad, okay? So how do I know you ain't cheating on me as a mom, okay? So just prove. So Poolang goes over to her room or whatever, and then KB comes over. And he was like, oh, I'm really sorry. I know the whole story. You know, why you didn't just talk to me? And Poolang was like, bitch, I didn't know how, okay? Like, you know, like one lie just led into the next, and I didn't know how to come and tell you the truth. So some kind of way, they got into the files that she acquired from his daddy law firm or whatever, and it was a picture. Remember in that picture, I was just like, Poolang is just so enamored with this picture, and who the hell is this woman? Well, that woman is KB's mama. And Poolang was like, huh? And he was like, why the fuck you got a picture of my mama? So that was the end of episode 6. And we like, oh girl, So then we see Nabisco in jail and she is getting interrogated. Like, they asking her all these questions and she was just like, you know what, fuck all of this. I will tell y'all what y'all need to know. What do I have to say? What do I have to do to get my husband up out of here? I told y'all he was innocent. Release him right now. But before they can answer, Muchacho had walked in and was like, bitch, don't you bang your gavel. I am representing her. And didn't I tell you to shut your motherfucking mouth though, bitch? So, this is over. So when the 2 detectives walk out or whatever, Muchacho was like, bitch, didn't I tell you to shut up? She said, no, bitch. If you don't get my husband out, I'm gonna sing like motherfucking Whitney Houston, okay? So, of course, Muchacho had pulled some strings and got that man right on up out of jail. And then he had to eventually tell him everything. And that man was like, what? Oh my God, so you knew this whole time? You didn't say. He was about to whoop his ass, but then he realized I'm in your house and you're a lawyer, so if I beat your ass, I'm indefinitely going back to jail. And that little short experience I had, I don't want no piece of that, so I'm just gonna leave you alone. So now we back at school, and Wendy, Chris, and Reese get called into the principal's office to receive praises and accolades for doing such a good job on the auction and all of the stuff they've been doing. So as the principal is going through the numbers, she's like, wait a minute. Okay, the overall balance is supposed to be 109K. But I'm short. So where is the deposit, honey? So they get the fumbling and bumbling, and Wendy and Chris cover for Reese. But Wendy is just like, bitch, what's going on? So eventually, Chris and Reese have to come clean to Wendy. They don't tell her everything. So she don't know drugs is involved, and she don't know Mr. Ferrari is involved. But she do know the money is motherfucking gone. So in order to raise some money, they decide to put on a car wash. So everybody is at the car wash. Even Sam is gonna run through. So he tells Janet, his mama, I'm gonna see you later, Toots. I'm gonna go down to the school to wash some suds, okay? You know, my motorcycle need a little wash, a little rubber dub. So I'll just see you later. So as he leaving, we see that somebody is laying in the cut watching their house. Now this is the same person that was taking pictures and watching very closely as Janet was talking to the detective. At this point, I'm starting to realize she is being watched, stalked, You know, she is being privately investigated, if you know what I mean. So after whoever that is sees that Sam is good and gone, they go inside the house and they, really they was just trying to get the 2 laptops. The laptop held all the information that was going to incriminate Muchacho and whoever else was involved, the Point of Grace, whatever the fuck. So that person went in and got the 2 laptops. But Janet was too busy trying to investigate and be espionage, so she walked right into the trap. And he attacked her from behind, threw her on the ground, and threw a little bookshelf on top of her. She was like, oh my God, my stomach, oh Lord Jesus, oh no. So of course, before Sam can get off his damn bike good, he gets a phone call from Janet. She's like, oh my God, quick, bring your ass back, bitch. I done got jumped, bitch. They jumped me. So he had to go back to the house. But before he went to the house, he told Fakik, like, I'm going to invite you over for dinner tonight. We going to have to talk with my mama. We going to get it all straightened out. We going to move forward in this thing. You just give me a call. You just call my name, and I'll be there. So they go on with the car wash. Meanwhile, back at Janet and Sam's house, they find out, bitch, y'all got to go into, what's that thing called? Witness protection, girl. Y'all got to go into hiding. Y'all got to go into espionage. And I'm going to need your phone, Sam, because I don't need you texting for Fakik, because she may be involved in this and I don't trust her. So I'm going to need your phone. So naturally, when Fakik was calling him, like, baby, I'm on the way, no answer. He goes radio silent on her, and she think he just being an asshole. Now, on the good side, they did raise $60K at this fundraiser. So although it's not 100% recoup, they do have some of the money back, but y'all are still $40,000 short. Well, really $49,000, because it was $109,000 in total. Now, remember when I said I was excited to see how Poolang was going to do this little situation with Wade? Well, she actually put some moves on Wade and flirts with him a little bit, and they go on their first date to an aquarium. And they talk about things, and they kind of share, and they share a first kiss, and I'm like, oh, girl, finally, girl, because they was going to kiss in that taxi. But it didn't happen. But this time it did. It was beautiful, honey. And I think they are going to move forward as boyfriend and girlfriend. Go Poolang and Wade. So earlier in the episode, Poolang, Fakik, everybody got retested by the officials, like the FBI, the police. They really got involved and was like, we gonna give y'all an official swab. So the results are in from that, and we like, oh, we on edge. Now at first, the investigator was like, we gonna tell y'all, but y'all need to just tell Poolang later, so tell her to go to her room or to step outside for a minute. And Poolang was like, hell no, okay? The whole reason why we in this situation is because I risked my life for this information. So if anybody is gonna hear this information, it's gonna be me. So no, say what you gotta say before I care. So the man was like, okay, in the case of Fakik, she is Fume. I mean, that is Thandie's daughter. But he ain't the daddy. And he was like, now that is really crushing, because remember, that's why he wanted a paternity test and got rid of this little bitch in the first place, because he didn't think it was his. And now all of his suspicions all this time, 17 years later, is confirmed. That ain't your child. So not only is Thandie heartbroken, she's also pissed, cause her business is out there. So we flip back to jail, and Nabisco is just like, listen, muchacho, your black ass needs to get me the fuck out of here, or I'm gonna sing like a canary. And Muchacho was like, well, bitch, you said the same thing about your husband, and I got your husband out. But now you moving the goalposts. Now I gotta get you out. So she was like, get me the fuck up out of here, okay? I'm singing if you don't get me up out of here. So then she goes to court, and I'm guessing the judge, he wasn't in on the joke, because he was just like, bitch, you are not getting awarded bail, okay? You are actually denied bail because you are a flight risk. So you will be transported to Tuscaloosa, whatever prison she was going to, but you ain't going home. And he gone, Muchacho, hanging out. Bitch, I would have slapped the taste out his mouth. Now, Thandie Newton, she was so mad. That she walked I'm going to say she walked because I didn't see her drive. She walked all the way to court and made it there just in time to get the verdict. And she ran out and said, she said, you, 17 years I lost my child because of you. And then, of course, that just made Nabisco feel worse. Speaking of mothers, we find out a little bit more about KB's mom. Actually, she was an employee at Point of Grace. So whoever it was, that little female figure that was actually doing the kidnapping was probably, what's her name? Liz Ann, whatever her name is. So now we're at the big Parkhurst party that we needed all this money for. We gonna see how they gonna pull it off. They got music, well, sort of. They got decorations, they got tables, they got the festivities, but they don't got no goddamn food, okay? People are getting biscuits and Triscuits with ketchup on top, okay? And the dean is not happy about it, okay? Mama pulled Chris and Wendy to the side and said, we will be having a discussion about this, bitch. Y'all said we was well in the clear with the budget. And we ain't got no food. And as far as the music, why in the fuck is KB having? Why is this aux? Are we listening to KB right now? Okay, was he in the budget? What is going on here? But KB saved the day. He had a DJ coming. I'm guessing he was a famous DJ because when they announced who it was, everybody was like, oh my God. They acted like Beyonce had just walked in the building, bitch. They went to the dance floor and they gave you all they had. And that kind of made up for a horrible night because based on that food and that music that KB was bumping, girl, it was headed for disaster. So Pooh Lang needed something, because Pooh Lang is at the party taking pictures with Wade. They look all cute together, whatever. Pooh Lang needed something that was in the back room, and KB followed her and was just like, we should go and talk to the cops about my mom. I really want to get everything straightened out. And Pooh Lang was like, I'm so proud of you. Then they started talking about their relationship, and then they started kissing. Now, Fakikala had sort of closed the door and gave them some privacy. And I'm loving how Fakikala and Pooh Lang's energy is starting to mesh and they're starting to really get along as sisters. Like, I'm not putting too much pressure on you. Don't expect too much from me. But we are sisters and we stand together. We are cheetah girls and cheetah sisters. So let's, try to see how this thing works. Now, stay your ass on that side of the road, but I love you, girl. Then you have Reese, since we following people. Reese follows the principal into the restroom and it's just like, girl, I looked into that little drug situation that you wanted me to look into. It's me. She told on herself. Really, she could have told on the teacher. But I think the teacher would have ended up exposing her, which would have only gotten her in more trouble. So she did the right thing. I don't know what's going to happen to her or what her fate is at Parkhurst, but you did the right thing, girl. So Fakikala and Pooh Lang are talking, and they just, having sisterly talking. I'm loving this. And Fakikala is like, I think Sam is missing. Like, after the car wash, I have not heard from him at all. Like, for a couple days. Like, he is just missing. But what she don't know is her mama is missing too, because her mama had got transported in the middle of the night. Well, she was about to get transported. They put her on the bus, and the bus took off. But that same little black car that was outside of Janice's house is now outside of the jail and is following Miss Nabisco on this bus. Then we find out that Nabisco got motherfucking kidnapped. I guess I don't know how they stopped the bus, but they got on the bus and they got Nabisco ass off. The daddy found out, he bust through the Parkhurst party and pulls Fakikala out of the party. Oh my God, your mama got kidnapped. We must go now. You couldn't have called her and said this. How dare you embarrass her like this? Oh my God, as if her life is not splattered around enough of the media that's going around. Oh Lord, and everybody who is anybody is in this party. So while they getting in the cop car to try to figure out where Nabisco is, we see Nabisco. And she is taken to some pier, and she is in some warehouse. They got a little knapsack over her head. They pull it off, and a woman pulls up a chair and sits in front of her. Who is that woman? The woman is Lisbeth, KB's mama. And she said, bitch, I'm here to clean up your mess, so let me know who the fuck this Pooh Lang bitch is, and where can I find her? And that is how season 2 ends, y'all. So now we are on a cliffhanger, like, it's all out now. So, I mean, what could Lisbeth possibly want with Pooh Lang? It's more shit to figure out. It's more shit to figure out, bitch. I ain't gonna lie. I thought they was gonna kill Nabisco in jail. When she was like, I'm gonna tell it all, I thought Muchacho was gonna arrange for her to get just like B. Jackson, bitch. I thought it was over for her. But this is even better. They probably was gonna do that until they found out they had the 3rd season. But yeah, this is what season 2 gave me. Y'all, it gave what it gave, so I gave it what I had. I love connecting with my South African fans. I love it when y'all tune in and y'all are so connected. What should I watch next? Tell me about some South African shows on Netflix that y'all want to see me review, and we'll add it to the fold. So until next time, I love y'all. Same place, same time.